In a shocking and chaotic exchange that is already making headlines across the nation, Deputy Labor leader Angela Rayner was dramatically forced to abandon a live interview with veteran journalist Andrew Neil after a brutal on-air takedown exposed her lack of policy clarity and cost her dearly in political credibility. The confrontation, broadcast live just 2 minutes before being abruptly cut short, began with what seemed like a straightforward question: would you reverse the cuts on corporation tax? Rayner, attempting to shift focus, responded, "I think that the cuts on corporation tax are missing the point, because we need that money. We need but Neil pressed on. So would you reverse it?" he asked again. Rayner dodged. Inheritance tax, would you reverse them? It quickly became apparent that the deputy leader had entered hostile territory, and Neil was in no mood to allow political rhetoric to replace hard facts. "I'm asking you," Neil said firmly, "would you reverse the cut in corporation tax?" Before she could interject, Neil fired back, "Where was the cut in capital gains tax?" "Caught off guard," Rayner stammered. "But what's really important," Rayner insisted, "they've cut the capital gains tax. They did that. They did that as part of the coalition government." With a smirk, Neil corrected her. "No, they raised the capital gains tax in the coalition government. They raised it to 28%. Rayner attempted to pivot. "Well, what I'm saying, Andrew, at this point, producers were reportedly scrambling behind the scenes." Rayner, clearly flustered, tried to salvage the moment. "At the same time that you've told the people in this country over the last 6 years, we've got to cut our Rayner, increasingly desperate to regain control, replied, "I've told you, Andrew, what our priority is. It's about how we invest in our public service." "No," Neil retorted. "I'm asking how you would raise the money now. Now, how much money would you recover?" Instead of answering, Rayner repeated Labor's talking points. "We support those taxes. It's important you ask the questions, because you want people's votes," but Neil wasn't letting her off the hook. "How much extra money would you raise by changing the current corporation tax and capital gains tax structures?" Rayner tried again. "Andrew, we've talked about it in absolute detail. We said that actually at this point, producers appeared to pull the plug." The screen abruptly cut to a network graphic, and Rayner was swiftly ushered off set. Silence in the studio said it all. Angela Rayner, one of Labor's most visible frontbenchers, had just been publicly humiliated just days ago. Rayner admitted that Labor would delay its controversial developer levy, a tax designed to raise £3.4 billion to address the nationwide cladding crisis. The levy was meant to be a bold symbol of accountability, aimed at developers whose cost-cutting measures left thousands in unsafe homes. "It's disgusting," tweeted housing campaigner Fiona Grant. "Developers got rich building death traps, and now the government is bending over backward for them again. Meanwhile, people are still trapped in unsafe homes." Rayner defended the delay by arguing it could slightly impact housing supply, but critics aren't buying it. "Do you think that's a small price to pay?" asked one viewer, "when people are still living in ticking time bombs?" The Federation warned the tax could add thousands to the cost of every new home, but many see this as yet another excuse from developers to pad their profits, while ordinary people are priced out. The outrage is compounded by the government's broader failure to meet its housing targets. Rayner previously boasted Labor would deliver 1.5 million new homes by the end of this parliament. No excuses.